So those chicken breasts weren't labeled on the bag thin sliced like the one I bought, the ones I bought at Costco before that. The ones that were 15% solution had said thin sliced, even though they were pretty thick. And these didn't say thin sliced, and absolutely, you know, they're 8% solution, sodium solution. But I did have to trim some of it a little bit, and they obviously are not evenly throughout the whole cutlet like the other bag. This one definitely, you know, part of the breast was much thicker than the other part, so I actually cut them and I had to slice them. So now I know next time I go to Costco, definitely look for thin sliced frozen chicken breast. Even though the sodium solution would be a little more, those were really, really good. I'm going to sprinkle these with some adobo. And then me and John went to a place called Bell Buckle Cafe in, I think it was Bell Buckle, Tennessee. I think that's what it called. That's what we saw on the post office. Anyway, cute little town. It was like a scene out of My Cousin Vinny. And they sell their own barbecue sauce. So I picked up the peach barbecue sauce. Gonna not marinate. She said it does have some kick. But not marinate the chicken in the barbecue sauce, but when we pan cook it or grill it, because we're expecting thunderstorms soon, at the end when it's cooked, then I'm just going to brush it on at the end and then cook it, because I don't want it to burn and char and all that other stuff. So just a little bit, especially since she said it was a little heat. I don't want the boys to complain too much. So I'm going to put that on at the end, and then, finish, have it cook. And then, you know what I'm saying? Just putting it on at the end, brushing it on. And then with that, I'm making some cornmeal pancakes. Not with blueberry syrup, but cornmeal pancakes. This is from the Pioneer Woman. I have all her cookbooks, but I don't know which one this was in. I made it before, so I do have some cornmeal, and it asks for cornmeal and flour. And what was really cool, so we went to this restaurant called the Bell Buckle Cafe, and I had fried catfish, and John had pulled chicken. And they asked us, do you want cornbread or a roll? And we both asked for cornbread, and what came out was a cornbread pancake, which I thought was really cool. So then I told the boys, you know what? Because I remember making this a while ago. In fact, I think I was still in New York. I said, we're going to have some barbecue chicken with cornmeal pancakes. And you can slice up the chicken. It's going to be boneless. And then you can put it in the cornmeal pancake and eat it like a taco. Look at that. North and south. So, yes, I'm going to give that a try. And be fun, different. We've been home for so long. You just need new ideas. So that's what I'm going to do. Besides, I don't have any more Trader Joe's cornbread mix. So I'm going to make the cornmeal pancakes. And that is dinner tonight. So it asks for 1.5 cups of cornmeal and all-purpose flour. And this is the cornmeal I'm using. Beaver Creek Mill. Got this at the farmer's market here in Tennessee. Yeah, I would have expected more cornmeal. Oops. Yeah. I expected more cornmeal than flour. Interesting. And then for vegetable, I am going to chop up this cauliflower and this broccoli that I got from the CSA. Leaves and all, I'm going to micro steam it. Look at that. And look at that. So here's the peach barbecue. John made some without it because people who shall remain nameless didn't want the peach barbecue sauce. And then the broccoli with some butter and garlic powder. That's dinner tonight. Oops, sorry. That. The cauliflower from the CSA happens to be purple cauliflower. Didn't know that. Pretty interesting. So tonight's dinner is going to be Parmesan smashed potatoes. Oh, Chef Rob made this one time. I think he sliced them though. He didn't smash them, but I've seen this on like Pioneer Woman and all sorts of videos. And John's gonna grill steak with that. And that's dinner tonight. Also picked these snow peas and some sugar snap peas out of my garden. Delicious. So I'm going to saute them up with some fennel that I have from the CSA, some avocado oil, a little salt and pepper. So the potatoes are done, and I have my tray here. So I'm going to put them on the tray. And then I'm going to smash them with something. Not sure what yet. Let me go find something. I'm going to use this bowl. Give that a try. Here you go. Ooh, smash. Haha. So, very therapeutic, but I'm going to do this to all of them. Smash. I need freaking bigger counters. So I'm melting up some ghee. I have my pecorino romano all shredded. I took some oregano from my garden and chopped it up. And I have some parsley that I'm going to put on when it's done. There's the butter. It's ghee, not butter. So now it's all melted. It's like a butter oil. Let me tell you, this stuff is great on popcorn. And I'm going to drizzle it all over. Because honestly, butter is expensive. Well, the Kerrygold butter is expensive. So I drizzle that on. Don't really need any salt because it is cheese. Sprinkle that on. Everything tastes better with cheese on it. A little more. Yeah, we want these nice and crispy. Did I get Abby? Did everybody get a little cheese? And then oregano. And like I said, after it's done, then I'll put the parsley. So I have my oven setting for 395, 400 in your oven. Yeah, let me chop up a little more. So in the oven it goes until it's nice and crispy. And if it doesn't get crispy enough, I'll put it on broil. So John's getting the grill ready. I have that flat meat skirt steak from Costco. I have it marinated with olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and spices. Now I'm going to chop up this fennel from the CSA. Some people like it raw, which gives it that black licorice anise flavor, but I like it cooked where it loses all that flavor. And then I'm going to saute those. I'm going to use ghee. I'm getting my skillet hot. Ooh, so good, so good. Pan is nice and hot. I just had a spoon. Oh, here it is. Ghee. Fennel. It's fun.
You said you got a solar panel?
What I was about to say was when these cook up, they look like onions, and so John eats them. If I were to say they're fennel, he'll complain, but he thinks they're onions. He was walking in right when I was going to say it. And then I'll throw these in. There. Oh, some of them were so fat, that I opened the peas up. See? The peas right there. Beautiful. Beautiful greens. I still have these chestnut mushrooms from the CSA, so I'm going to chop them up and throw them in there as well to get use out of them. So these are chestnut. Beautiful. And let's add a little bit of salt. My pink Himalayan sea salt. Ooh, looks so good. So the boys are having regular peas. Let's see what these look like. Look at that. Oh my god. I think I might put the broiler on just so that they get extra crunchy. And look at that. I did put the broiler on. Steaks are done. I think they could have been a little crispier. You know what? I'm going to put them back. And there's dinner. So tonight's dinner is going to be a white rice. That's my medium grain rice, which is like Goya equivalent. This is all arugula from my garden because the arugula is on its way out, so I had to clean out the garden. Look how beautiful. Empanada meat left over that I had frozen. Let me lower that heat. Oh, lower that heat too. And I had some, turn that off. And I had some Puerto Rican beans. Actually, no, not Puerto Rican beans. These are the Cuban black beans from Trader Joe's. I had some left over, so I froze them. Oop, still a little frozen. And I mixed it with some Puerto Rican beans that I also froze. A little bit of both mixed together. And that's dinner tonight. So this is Father's Day dinner. Tater tots and French fries because the family can't decide.
Yeah.
Some grilled sirloin, onions and mushrooms, broccoli, and then some of the sirloins with, it's called Cambenzola, so it's a milder form of Gorgonzola, cheese. And that is Father's Day dinner. So I started watching a YouTuber called Adeline Zook, Z-O-O-K, and she came up with this recipe that I thought was ingenious, she might have gotten it from Pinterest. So she made hot dog pancake muffins. So in her muffin tin, she put a piece of hot dog and pancake mix, and she did use gluten-free, and she baked them, and they were hot dog muffins. So I am going to make the Pioneer Woman's cornbread pancake mix, which I did, and I'm gonna make cornbread hot dog muffins or corn dog muffins for the boys. Isn't that cool? So I buttered my muffin tin. I got my oven preheated to 345, 350 in your house. I have 3 hot dogs left from the dinner dogs from Costco, so I'm going to cut them up and make my corn dog muffins. So I cut the hot dogs into about 1.5 to 2 inch pieces, and it's going to make 15 of them. So cool. And now I'll pour in the batter as best as I can. I think I'm going to use this thing. Already made a mess. Oh my goodness. All right. So there it is. Cornbread pancake batter in the muffin tin. There was a little mess, but I cleaned it up. And now they're going to go into the oven until they're puffy and golden. I thought this was such a creative idea to have corn dogs without frying them. In they go. Look at that. Oh my God. They're going to love it. They're probably scorching hot right now. So Michael is eating them. Is it hot? Oh! It's hot. Does it taste like a corn dog?
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's not fried with all the oil.
Yeah.
Yay! Corn dog muffins. Hey guys. So I am going to meal prep some of my Costco purchases today. I'm got my big Le Creuset enamel cast iron, whatever you call that, big skillet. I'm going to brown all this meat and I'm going to separate them into Ziplocs. I'm going to make some marinara sauce. And right now, this was not a Costco purchase. I had a bag of white beans, which I soaked overnight. And now I'm just simmering them to get them soft. Then I'm going to drain them and put those in freezer quart-size bags and freeze them. So I want to make a bean salad with that one day. I like adding it to tomatoes and sausages with basil and garlic. And I also like to add that, make Puerto Rican beans with that, with a piece of pumpkin. Really good. And right now I don't have the chicken out here, but I do want to separate some chicken into Ziplocs so that I can marinate them, store them like that, so they're ready to grab and just throw on the grill. So that's what I'm doing today. That's a whole lot of meat, and that's not even the whole package. I think I might just freeze this into twos. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to start my sauce. I have my onion and my garlic. Not putting that whole onion in, probably like half. And I have my crock pot out. And my carrots to throw in. So there. 2 packages of ground beef. Gonna freeze that. Could do meatballs and what have you. German burgers. Could do that too. So that is browning up. And for the sauce, I found I still had some leeks and some spring onions from the CSA. So instead of my big onion, I'm saving that. So carrots, onions, some garlic cloves in some olive oil, and just some salt. About half teaspoon. Let that get nice and translucent. And then I add the crushed tomatoes. Look at that. That's going to make a whole lot of sauce. So that is done. There's no seasoning in it. So I'm just going to let it cool down and separate it into Ziplocs. These are still softening. And my sauce is still cooking. That's going to cook for about 2 to 3 hours. It's carrot tops and the leek top. Oops, I missed a leek. I'm throwing these in the garden so that they can regrow. And then you get a whole new leek stalk or a bunch of carrots. And these carrots are from the CSA Organic. They're beautiful carrots. So the sauce is done. I added some Italian seasoning. And it is thick. Look at that. I can never really get that consistency with the whole canned tomatoes, but I've been able to get it with the crushed tomatoes. So I'm going to let that cool. Like that. And then I'll jar it up. Meat is done, and I got 1, 2, 3 bags of ground beef. That's going to go in the freezer. Taco meat, empanada meat, cheeseburger mac and cheese, or pasta meat, pasta sauce, meat sauce. That's what I meant. So I got those plus 2 packages of frozen meat because it didn't fit in my pan. The beans are done. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quart-sized bags, about a cup, a little more than a cup, of white beans. That's going to go in my freezer. I do want to make a bean salad one day, but I also like to do the sausages, tomatoes, and garlic roasted together and either topped on pasta or eaten with garlic bread. And yeah, there's, Puerto Rican beans with pumpkin. So at least I have beans ready and available. There's my sauce. So I actually found two smaller cans. Actually, where are they? They're over here. Yeah. I found two smaller cans of Cento crushed tomatoes, so I added it to the sauce with the big can of the contadina one from Costco. And look, I mean, they're not plastic lined, and you can use these for other things like plants or pens. So I save my cans. So those 3 cans made 5.5 jars. The big can usually makes four jars. So all 3 of them made 5.5. So I'm just letting more of the heat come out. I did let them cool down, but there's still a little bit of heat. So I want more of the heat to come down. Then I'm gonna close them and put them in the refrigerator. And there is marinara sauce. So I have 3 Ziplocs here, and this is 7 breasts in here, 7 breasts in here, but this one actually did only make 5. But some of these were like, no, not that one. Not that one. Some of these were mammoth. There's one in here that's ginormous. Is it this one? Yeah. Look at this thing. Look at it. So maybe that's why I'm actually having an odd bag out, which is fine. But I did separate them. I was going to marinate them, but now I don't think I'm going to marinate them. I think I'm just going to stick them in the freezer like that, thaw them when I need them, and then decide what I want to do with it, whether add a marinade or make chicken cutlets or something like that, breaded and fried. But yes, I'm going to put these in the freezer. And there are all the freezer bags for the upcoming dinners for a good week to week and a half. So tonight's dinner is going to be chicken fried rice. I have the Costco chicken boneless, skinless thighs. And before I freeze them, I should do something with them. So I'm just browning some up, little salt and pepper. Going to chop them up. And then in my freezer, I have... those are onions. I have, here it is, a whole bunch of frozen white rice. There are some vegetables in there. So I should take it out now. I'm gonna thaw them, heat them up. Those onions. Gonna heat up the white rice and make some chicken fried rice. So that's dinner tonight. So that's coming together really nicely. And so with that, even though there's lots of vegetables in there, I was watching, I think it's Jen Chaplin. She made this, no, it wasn't Jen Chaplin. I'm going to have to find out who did it. Asian noodle salad. So coleslaw mix. I don't have sunflowers, but I do have sliced almonds. I bought a package of ramen noodles just for this. Half cup of light oil, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil, and 1/4 cup of sugar. And that's it. So I have some almonds. Not almonds. I have some carrots I'm going to shred, and I have cabbage. So I'm going to make this. Grated a carrot. Oh my God, it's 6 o'clock. I'm behind. Grated a carrot. I'm going to throw that in the garbage. Not the garbage, the garden. And now I'm going to grate a kohlrabi. Look at the kohlrabi. It's kind of a little mushy consistency. But here's my little cabbage. I'm going to shred that up. The cabbage. So here's my ramen. You just got to crush it. I need 2 hands. So there I added the ramen noodles, and now for the dressing. So 1/2 cup light oil, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. So I have the 1/2 cup light oil, which is avocado oil, and 1 tablespoon of white wine vinegar, because that's what I have. Then half a teaspoon of sesame oil. Wow, not a lot at all. Plus, I don't have a lot at all. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. There you go. And 1/4 cup sugar. You see how that went? Not well at all. I'm gonna shake it up, and then you toss it all together. Oh, I gotta get the sliced almonds. Here's my sliced almonds. Putting a whole bunch of those in there. And then we dress it. Look at that. That looks good. And then I just remembered who I found it from. It was a YouTuber called Cook, Clean, and Repeat. I think that's what it is, but I will find it. I don't know. But I'll post her channel below at least. But she was the one that did the recipe. I don't remember which video. But dinner is done. And because of another Asian salad that I've seen before, I'm putting some mandarins. Really, Daisy? There you go. Now it's complete. And I just put it on the same plate. So there it is, plated. Dinner tonight. And the boys didn't eat it. Sean tried it. He said it was okay. He's not a Slaw fan, but I am. And John actually ate a bowl of it before he even had the rice. So that's dinner tonight.